sector in Nigeria has been agog with events signaling steady progressive measures achieved. Some of these stories will feature in this episode of Power Wheel, a production of the Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN. I am Chinwenwa Anyanwu. Welcome to the program. The Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, has added transformers capacity to 330 MVA at its Mando, Kakuri and Zaria substations. The successful installation of the transformers comprising 1 by 150 MVA at Mando, 2 by 60 MVA transformers in Kakuri and 60 MVA in Zaria substations brings to 13 transformers installed by the TCN in the past 3 months.
Speaking at the commissioning ceremony, the Minister of Power, Works and Housing, Mr. Babatunde Fashola, said the transformers addition to the powerhouse at Kakuri is meant to meet the growing capacity of Kaduna South, which houses several textile industries in the state.
The population has exceeded the transformer capacity, and for many years we haven't invested as a nation in addressing that gap. This is one of the things that the Buhari government is committed to doing, and this is what it has done through agencies like TCN and the NDPHC. What we therefore do today is to energize 2 60 MVA transformers. That means we are adding 120 MVA increased capacity to this place.
On the areas of benefit from the increased capacity at the substation, Fashola said,
what this facility would mean is that it will enable Kaduna Disco better serve its customers in areas like in the city itself, in Kaduna City, in Rigasa, in Kakuri, in Banawa, in Sabon Tasha, Tudunwada, Unguarimi, Kawu, Rigashuku, Chikun, and other places.
The Managing Director of TCN, Mr. Usman Gur Mohammed, at the commissioning of the 2 by 60 MVA at the Kakuri Transmission Substation in Kaduna, thanked the Minister of Power, Works and Housing, Mr. Babatunde Fashola, for the numerous supports.
We are commissioning yet another 2 by 60 MVA additional capacity of the powerhouse that fit Kakuri, which is the heart of industries of Kaduna and environment.
Mohammed, while addressing the minister, said TCN has also completed the reconducting of the 132 kV double-circuit Mando Kaduna Township transmission line to increase the line capacity.
We successfully completed the reconducting of the Kaduna powerhouse to Mando 132 kV line and successfully increased the capacity from 80 megawatt to 240 megawatt. Which will help us to optimize the additional capacity of the transformers here.
He commended the contractor for living up to expectation and also lauded TCN officials for their support, saying,
Sir, let me also use this occasion to thank my colleagues in TCN, led by Engineer Lawal and Engineer Adeumi, for living up to expectation. They have been working very hard, supporting all our programs.
The Governor of Kaduna State, Malam Nasir El-Rufai, represented by the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Rural and Community Development, Mohammed Zelani, lauded President Muhammadu Buhari's administration for gradually increasing power supply to the grid, as he said.
It is very surprising now, after 3 years, that what he has promised is being fulfilled.
The minister, shortly before cutting the tape to commission the new 150 MVA transformer at the Mando Transmission Substation, Kaduna, recounted how TCN commissioned many transformers in recent times.
We have impacted TCN's wheeling capacity and by extension Kaduna Electric Distribution Company's capacity to serve customers in Kaduna State.
Fashola said the federal government was providing energy security through the various TCN projects.
And we are now at the Mando substation, and right behind me, as you can see, is the new 150 MVA transformer. So if people ask you what does change means, it means that we are expanding the transmission capacity of TCN to serve the discos across the country. Thank you very much.
The Minister of Power, Works and Housing, Mr. Babatunde Fashola, has paid a courtesy call to the Emir of Zazzau, His Royal Highness Shehu Idris. This was shortly after he commissioned a 60 MVA transformer at the Zaria substation, which has raised the energy wheeling capacity of the substation from 140 MVA to 200 MVA.
While addressing the Emir at his palace in Zaria City, Kaduna State, Fashola said he was in the city in pursuit of the presidential mandate contained in the Economic and Growth Recovery Plan, ARGP.
To ensure energy security for Nigeria and for Nigerians. I come here in the process of fulfilling the mandate of my ministry in that plan, which is to improve access and supply, especially as it relates to the transmission company of Nigeria, which is now managed and owned by the federal government.
The minister said, although Kaduna Electric is the immediate service provider for the state, he noted that power has to be delivered to it through the Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN.
TCN does this through its many substations across the country. One of those substations is the 132 kV substation in your famous city in Zaria. What I have come to do is to add another 60 MVA of transformer capacity to that substation.
He thanked the management of TCN for the vigorous work they had done in completing the substation. On the security of the Zaria substation, the minister said,
and we will hand it to the care and custody of the people of the Emirate of Zazzau for safekeeping and efficient use.
Listing the beneficiaries of the additional capacity, Fashola said Kaduna Electric is the key beneficiary who will use it to boost electricity supply to various areas, which he mentioned.
They will then use this capacity to serve the city of Zaria, to serve Samaru, to serve Zango Aya, to serve Chunuwada, to serve Mekafi, and the other areas that are powered by this facility.
He also reiterated the ministry's commitment to delivering on President Muhammadu Buhari's mandate on incremental power, saying,
to improve access to power by first incremental power, which is what we are currently undertaking, and as Mr. President himself has promised, more power plants will be completed this year, and more transmission capacity and more distribution capacity will be delivered on a very methodical, clearly thought out plan that takes us towards energy security in Nigeria.
The Emir of Zazzau, His Royal Highness Shehu Idris, thanked the minister for coming to commission the transformer as he reeled out the significance of Zaria City and the need for more power.
Zaria has been the center of education in the whole of 19 northern states. So we need this transformer very much indeed, which we have been able to make it. We appreciate it highly.
The traditional ruler said the minister was also working and that there are noticeable improvements in power supply and that it was further demonstrated with the commissioning of the transformer.
We will appreciate the improvement. There is no end to improvement. Continue to improve it.
You're still watching Power Wheel. Let's take a break for a short message. Please stay tuned.
In the Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, we transmit bulk electricity from power generating companies GenCos to distribution load centers of various distribution companies. Discos. Nationwide, we do not generate electricity, neither do we distribute same directly to electricity consumers. TCN has two business units, the Transmission Service Provider, TSP, and Independent System Operations, ISO. The ISO comprised of System Operation, SO, and Market Operation, MO. The business units all perform specialized functions under the TCN umbrella. Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, wielding power for national economic growth.
Welcome back. The Power News segment continues. To ensure better electricity supply and the quality of service, the Minister of Power, Works and Housing, Mr. Babatunde Fashola, has tasked operators of the electricity firms in the power sector on more power delivery and improvement in the quality of services delivered to their customers.
Fashola said this when he shared the 28th monthly power sector meeting jointly hosted by Kaduna Electric and the Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, at the Mando substation in Kaduna State, where the minister earlier commissioned a 150 MVA transformer.
My focus at this meeting will not be different. It will still be on service, because we are beginning a different weather season. And every weather cycle all over the world has consequences. Indeed, not only on power assets, but also on general infrastructure.
He said the monthly meeting has also delivered many dividends to the rural people by helping to solve local supply issues, adding that
it also helps us to connect with the local people so that at least they know that the Buhari administration is not leaving them behind, as we have demonstrated this time in Kaduna. We were in Zaria yesterday to increase the transformer capacity of the Zaria substation. Prior to the commencement of the meeting this morning, we were in Kakuri to also increase the capacity of the substation by energizing the new transformers there, 260 MVA transformers. And just before this meeting at this substation, 330, 132 by 33 substation, we also commissioned a new 150 MVA transformer.
the minister charged the operators to prepare themselves, as the need to improve maintenance and fault clearing is at an all-time high during the rainy season.
In all these situations, I want to urge us to prepare our staff to anticipate the problems that will happen. You can get more details of rainfall patterns from NIMET. It is now the largely recognized institution for the whole of West Africa in terms of meteorological and weather predictions as to accuracy. So all of you can access the NIMET website or contact them for information so that we can anticipate, so that we can plan, and so that we can respond.
He further harped on the need for quality customer service by informing the public through various platforms on power disruptions.
And what I insist is that you must tell everybody, don't serve me because I'm minister, and I don't ask for special service. But it's important that in communities, in places where we live, the service provider must be the one who must lead the conversation about what has gone wrong.
On restoring consumers' confidence, Fashola urged the distribution companies, DISCOs, to accelerate metering to resolve the challenges of estimated billing, which is raising complaints.
Meters are, in my view, the easiest way to restore confidence and build back a bridge of trust. On the executive side of government, we are responding by taking advantage of the meter asset provider regulations, which were inaugurated through NEC at this meeting, one of our meetings. We have provided a fund of 37 billion naira in a bank for access by one of the meter suppliers who we are hoping will be licensed as a MAP, to use that funding to provide meters to discos who are willing to take advantage of it.
The minister said the quest to improve power infrastructures nationwide was ongoing, highlighting the huge impacts the commissioned projects of TCN are creating.
We were in Zaria to commission infrastructure to upgrade transformer capacity and transmission capacity. What we did will affect and benefit Zaria City. It will affect and benefit Sabungari, Samaru, Giwa, Yakawada, Tudunwada, Mekafi, to mention a few. I would like also to commend TCN for these interventions that are being undertaken nationwide, just as I know that NDPC is also delivering on their own equipment and infrastructure.
The Managing Director of Kaduna Electric, Engineer Garba Haruna, welcomed the minister and other stakeholders in the power sector to Kaduna State as he lauded TCN for boosting bulk electricity delivery for the discos.
This is the second time we are hosting this event. The last time was in Sokoto, and Minister graciously accepted to come to Kaduna again. And I'm hoping by next year, March, April or May, we'll invite Minister to Kebbi State, which is part of our franchise as well. Then toward the end of 2019, we'll also invite Minister to Zamfara State, which is also part of our franchise. So you are all welcome to Kaduna.
To push for the speedy delivery of bulk electricity transmission projects, the Managing Director of the Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, Mr. Usman Gul Mohammed, has inspected some project sites in the southwest region to assess their progress level.
Addressing newsmen during the inspection tour, Mohammed said the project at Abeokuta, the Ogun State capital, was to increase TCN capacity for bulk energy delivery as the existing substation was heavily constrained.
You can't say a big town like Abeokuta, we are serving them on 2 by 30 MVA. It's heavily constrained, or 3 by 30 MVA. That means you are talking about 90 MVA. And if you factor the fact that these transformers are old transformers, so transformers that are derated, there are certain capacity they can carry. It means that they may not be carrying more than 70 or 60 or 70% of their capacity. That tells you that we have a serious load constraint in this place. So if this project is completed, it means that it will significantly relieve the supply of electricity to Abeokuta.
He, however, noted that TCN may not significantly optimize the use of the 2 by 60 MVA transformers when completed, along with the old 30 MVA transformer at the Abeokuta substation until the National Integrated Power Projects NIPP handlers complete the line that is being streamed, just as he commended TCN contractor for the Abeokuta substation.
The contractor that is here has proved to be one of the few local contractors that we can say is doing a good job. He is the one that completed the 100 MVA at Alimosho. He has completed 100 MVA at Ejigbo. He's also working to complete another 100 MVA in Ejigbo. He has almost completed 2 by 60 MVA in Powerhouse in Zaria. He has completed 150 MVA in Mando. So I can agree with when they told me 1 month they can do it. I want to agree with them because they have performed in the past. So you had, according to them, in the next 1 month that they will be able to finish everything and hand over the substation.
Mohammed also said TCN is doing a larger work in the region, especially with the Lagos to Ogun transmission project being financed by the Japan International Cooperation Agency, JICA.
That project is putting several capacities between Lagos and Ogun. And that means that project will also relieve this substation, because some of the load that are here will move to some of those substations. We are doing Ogijo, we are doing Mountain on Fire, we are doing New Abara, we are doing redeem. So many of them were doing them. So some of those places will be relieved.
At the Jebu-Ode substation, where TCN is adding a 60 MVA transformer, Mohammed said the project was being handled by TCN staff after the contract was cancelled.
What you see here is TCN engineers that are installing the equipment, the transformer and the equipment. And what we are adding here is 60 MVA, which is doubling the capacity of Ijebu substation. So that's what you are seeing here. Other locations that those transformers of that contract that have been cancelled, that is Federal Lloyd, to be installed are in Oshogbo. So after they finish here, they are going to do the one in Oshogbo and Aede. And Aede, they've also installed through in-house the same type of transformer in Kano, which is already in service.
He also explained that TCN expansion projects at Shagamu, where he said 2 transformers are being installed to solve challenges with bulk energy delivery.
There are several other contracts. There's contract of removing the indoor breakers, like these old breakers you see, out, which is being done by a contractor and is funded under the AFD. That contract has progressed, but not to our satisfaction. So we're going to tell the contractor to double up. Now there's also a contract of reconstructing the line from Ikorodu to Shagamu and then to, I think, Ikorodu to Shagamu. That line also, the work is not done to our satisfaction. You are there. I've told the contractor to come and meet me to see how they can improve their speed. So we're going to work to ensure that they improve their speed so that we can complete the work as quickly as possible. Then there was installation of 60 MVA also, which is done under the World Bank, including the construction of the control room. That one, the work is not also very satisfactory. And we have also told the contractor to come up with a way of speeding up, that if they don't speed up, we are going to cancel the contract. I will tell the in-house engineers to complete it.
Mohammed said, under the Transmission Expansion and Rehabilitation Program, TREP, TCN is expanding Ogun to Lagos transmission line so it can deliver additional capacity of over 1,000 megawatts. He noted that the company was installing 2 by 150 MVA transformers at Shagamu substation and also 5 other substation projects along the line.
That project, which is also very, very key to our delivery of power to this area, which is the most industrialized part of Nigeria, has gone very far. We have finished the design, we have finished the environmental impact assessment, we have finished the route survey, and we have finished the RAP, that the resettlement action plan.
It's time to bring you Soundbite of the Week. Take a listen.
Agro-industrialists who are now using more public power from Yola Disco and who are reporting that they are consuming less diesel, and we will see the impact of that in the inflation numbers coming up in the next few months, because also in Kebbi they say that they are getting more power, so that will ultimately impact agriculture. And from what I am hearing ahead of the report, food inflation is going to be a big component of the reduction in total inflation. So that is also change, and that's progress.
News and more news from the ever-busy power sector. Power Flash is up next. It was nice having you around. Let's keep a date next week for a fresh episode of the program. Until then, please keep watching Power Wheel on our YouTube channel. We hope you reach us through these other platforms as well. I am Chinwenwa Anyao. Bye for now.